Welcome to Shine My Crown, a place where we unpack real stories, real struggles, and real growth. If you're new here, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Now, let's get into today's story. Meagan Good is finally breaking her silence on years of skin bleaching rumors, and what really happened behind the scenes is far more complicated than people assumed. In a candid interview on The Breakfast Club, Meagan Good opened up about a moment in 2019 that completely shifted how the public saw her. It didn't start with anything dramatic. In fact, it was something very simple and relatable. She just wanted to treat a few dark spots on her skin. At the time, she wasn't even insecure about them. She actually described them as her natural contour, embracing them as part of her beauty. But like many people do, she explored options to even out her skin tone. That's when she was introduced to a product from an unlicensed esthetician, something that promised clearer, smoother skin. At first, it seemed harmless. But then, things changed quickly. She began using the product, and almost immediately, her complexion started to lighten. Not subtly, not gradually, but noticeably and fast. Concerned, she reached out and questioned what was happening, but she was reassured that it was temporary, that her skin would return to normal in just a few weeks. So she waited. But instead of getting better, it got worse. As time passed, the changes became impossible to ignore. Then came the moment that pushed everything into the public eye, her trip to New York for a project. Photos of her surfaced online, and the internet did what it often does. It jumped to conclusions. People began accusing her of bleaching her skin. Social media commentary spread quickly, turning speculation into assumption. And suddenly, a private situation became a public narrative. The backlash was intense. Harsh opinions, criticism, disappointment, coming from people who believed they knew the truth. But what made it even harder for Meagan Good was this. She couldn't defend herself. Not yet. Her appearance hadn't returned to normal, so anything she said might not have been believed anyway. So she had to sit in silence, while the world judged her. But beyond the headlines, there was a deeper emotional layer to this story. For Meagan Good, this wasn't just about her appearance. It was really about what it represented. She shared how painful it was to think that young Black girls might see her and believe she chose to alter her natural skin tone. That idea alone weighed so heavily on her. She made her stance clear. As a Black woman, I would never do that to myself. Now imagine this. You're dealing with a situation you didn't intend. Your appearance has changed in a way you don't recognize. And at the same time, millions of people are forming opinions about you without ever really knowing the truth. This wasn't just a misunderstanding she could quickly clear up with a post or an interview. This was something she had to live through, day by day. She described it as humiliating, deeply personal, and emotionally draining. But instead of letting it break her, something shifted within her. She turned inward. She started reflecting more, letting go of the need to control how others saw her, because in that moment, she realized something powerful. She couldn't control the narrative, but she could control her peace. What do you do when the world creates a version of you that isn't true and refuses to let it go? Do you fight it endlessly, or do you choose to rise above it? As time passed, Meagan Good's skin gradually returned to its natural tone. But more importantly, her mindset transformed. She stopped placing so much weight on public opinion. She chose joy, she chose peace, and she chose to move forward without being defined by a moment she never intended. And maybe that's the real takeaway here. Sometimes, the biggest battles we face aren't just external, they're internal. And growth often comes from the moments we never asked for. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think society is too quick to judge, especially when it comes to celebrities and sensitive issues like identity and appearance? Have you ever been misunderstood in a way that people refuse to let go of? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's have a real conversation. Because at the end of the day, the truth doesn't always trend, but it always matters. If this is your kind of content, show it with a like, share it with your circle, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.